You know, with any type of progress or any type of success that you gain, there's always comes the criticism
Yes.
from, you know, whoever, the fake people, the haters, quote unquote, just whoever. How do you deal with that?
Wow. Well, we all know how I was when I was like 17, 18.
Well, actually, they don't, because there's a lot of people that don't know.
Oh, well, I had quite a little mouth on me during that age, and I really
Still
wasn't.
do.
I still do. I do. My censor button is kind of like closer to me now. Let's just say I was a mess back in those days, and I used to really take it to heart when people used to criticize me and say negative things. My whole life was just completely negative. Now that I've changed everything, whenever somebody says something that I feel that it's a negative thing or they don't like something about me, like, that's fine. You don't have to fucking like me, like, straight up.
Right.
You don't have to. I'm just gonna put it up there, give you a little taste of how I feel. You don't have to fucking like me. I do not care if you like me or not. You know, like, there's always gonna be people that are gonna accept you, not accept you, change you, not change you, challenge you, not challenge you, help you, and so on and so forth, you know?
Right.
So whenever somebody says something, it's usually, I get a lot of negatives, but the thing is that none of those people that are saying the negative stuff show their face. It's usually like a made up email account or a made up Facebook account, talking a bunch of smack, whatever the case is. But the same, I look at it and I was like, you know what? Even though it is bad publicity, you're still giving me a name. People are gonna be like, why is this person getting so much this or that?
Exactly.
And I'm really glad that that part of life has calmed down on me. I don't really get any of that because I stay to myself. You know, I don't really bother people. I don't get involved with people. That's my personal choice.
Right.
You know, it's because of the focus that I'm in. I don't want any distractions. I have things to do and to accomplish by a certain time, and there's only one way to do them, and this is the way to do them.
Right.
So as far as when somebody criticizes me in the industry or challenges me, I just try to turn everything into a positive. You know, if it's, you know, you're too short, fine, I'm too short. What can I do with that?
Right.
How can I flip it and make it work for me? Oh, you're too this or you're too that or you're too friendly to this. Okay, right. How can I make that work?
Right.
You know, life is just 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react. That's basically how I think about it, and that's just how I live. You know, like I don't really think about the negative things in life. You know, I try to flip everything into a positive. There's traffic, fine, I'm gonna be late, but how do I make it work? You know, like, how do I make
still on, you know, Twitter the whole time.
Yeah, I'm like trying to Twitter during traffic, like rush hour. Try to make it work for yourself, you know. Just, you can't let certain things get to you. You can't please everyone. It's impossible.
Exactly.
It's nearly impossible to try to please everyone with everything they do.
Right.
So you just have to do whatever makes you happy and whatever, you know, goes with your morals and your goals. Don't break or change anything just to fit in or just to satisfy something or just because you want a certain attention. Do it the right way. That's how I feel, and you'll benefit more from it rather than breaking yourself and tearing yourself and, you know, going all types of directions.
Right.
I've been there, so you know, like I like to tell people, like, I've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. I did it. So I just want to switch it. Let me tell you how I do it now, and you'll see, yeah, the process is a little slower, but at the end of the day, 10 years from now, I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, I'm glad I didn't do this. I'm glad I didn't do that. So
speaking of that, I know, like, dealing with modeling, there's a lot of girls that want to take shortcuts, you know, for the fact that women are so competing with each other all the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of them, you know, take shortcuts or rather, you know, hooking up with the director or, you know, kissing ass to certain people.
Yeah.
Do you still have to deal with that in the radio industry? And if so, not saying you're actually doing it, but just dealing with other, like, you know, a girl that's trying to get the position that you got. Does that still go on in the radio industry? And how does that, like, how do you, you know, look at that, you know, as far as look into that whole thing?
Right. I think as a woman, I think it's harder for us to be taken a little bit more serious sometimes, especially in the entertainment industry, because I'm sorry guys, but you think you can take advantage of every woman.
Right.
And it's really not true. Like, I've gotten to where I am because of the work that I've done. You know, like, of course people are gonna talk shit. They're going to. And that's fine, you can talk shit. I know you're watching. And it's cool, but I look at it as, look, okay, what is she bringing to the table that I'm not? You know, and it happens to be that she is, or they are, hooking up with somebody, whatever the case is, I'm gonna be like, okay, you know what? Maybe this isn't the right direction that I need to be at. Maybe I need to go somewhere else and try to do it. You know, because I know the work that I'm doing and I know what I'm bringing to the table. You know, but I'm not gonna sell for somebody who's a sleaze, who's like, oh, you can only do this, but you gotta let me take you out. No. It doesn't work that way. It's like my customers, like, oh, I'll buy another bottle if you give me your number. No. You buy another bottle or you move. Like, that's how it works. And then maybe you get my business card if you end up buying 2 or 3 bottles. But, you know, it's just, it's competition. Anywhere you go is competition. There's always somebody trying to outdo you. But at the end of the day, you're not better than me and I'm not better than you. It's just a way we do things. You have your own music stuff going on. Whoever the next guy is has his own stuff going on. At the end of the day, how do you bring it and how does he bring it?
Right.
It's ultimately up to that. It's, you know, I feel that people that take shortcuts in life, I feel that they're shorting themselves in the end.
Right.
They're not going to gain anything from it. They're hurting themselves more now and in the later times than helping themselves and building a path and going through that path and succeeding in what they want to do. So.
Speaking of how you're saying a lot of guys, you know, feel like they can take advantage of women all the time. Since you're living in Miami, such the city of beautiful people, quote unquote, how do you, I know you have to get approached by guys all the time. What's like the worst thing that has happened to you from a guy down here? Like a funny story, serious, whatever, it's crazy story.
Dude, I don't even know where to start. Like, you know me, so, you know, when I first got here, I used to, you know, go out and party and do this and that. And honestly, like, when you come here, you can kind of tell that you're new because of the swag that everyone has.
Right.
So it kind of took me a while to get used to how people do their thing here. So I really, like, guys would come up to me, but you've seen me at a club. You know how big of a bitch I can be. Like, it's a totally different story. If I'm going to the club, don't bother me. If I want to drink, I'll buy my own drink. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, there's no game that you can come up to me with and I'm gonna like, fall for you. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. So, you know, there's all types of crazy stuff. I've had to delete people off Facebook because they show up at the club and they're like following me around. I'm like carrying bottles and they're like everywhere I go. You know, there's crazy people everywhere and you just have to be safe. You know, you have to be safe with who you choose your friends to be and who you go out with and where do you go and whatever. So I don't really, it's very rare that you see me going out. If I do go out, I go to the strip club. Yeah, my cousin got me in that and we kind of hugged. But other than that, I stay to myself, you know, like I don't want to get myself unfocused. I have a goal where I want to go and that's where I'm going. Everyone else can just blend into the surroundings for now.
So should a guy simp or not?
No. Oh man, what is this, a game lesson? I can't be giving you all the game tips.
I'm just saying, you gotta help these guys out.
No man, you should follow my friends. Yeah, I'm not even gonna drop names. I mean, you should just Twitter me, read the quote, and follow that person. He'll put you on some game. No, honestly, I don't know how I feel about the different, like, simp. Like, don't be a simp, but if you got a girl, like, don't be a jackass either. A jackass. Like, don't fuck up something that you have that's good. It's honestly kind of hard to find girls that are good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that aren't into the tricking and the twisting and this and that and gold digging and this and that. Like, it's kind of hard. But also, I think it should be 50-50. Like, a woman should be on top of her game and so is a man. Neither of them should get fooled. And if you're there to play a game, then play your cards right. Because, yeah, you're going to get burned if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So.
Wow.